Hey everyone, it's Angela with Mystic Moon bringing you guys the weekly soul connection reading. And so this is going to be for today's date, which is Monday, June 1st, going all the way until Sunday, June 7th. This is a really cool week because there's 3 special people to me that have birthdays this week. So if anybody happens to be listening, happy birthday, but you will be either hearing from me or we'll be spending time together. Anyways, lots of Geminis in my life. So today's reading is going to just be one reading. I know that the last couple of weeks I've been kind of chopping up the energies by doing group 1, 2, and 3. Today I just felt guided to do one reading. So you're either going to resonate with this reading or you won't. This is going to be on a soul connection that you feel with another person where you're experiencing some sort of a separation or challenge with them. And I am going to actually go into masculine and feminine energies today. So whichever energy you are holding on to, go ahead and just kind of apply what, however it resonates with your situation. So always, as things resonate with you, take that, and whatever doesn't, don't take it. So soul connections can be somebody that you consider a twin flame, a soulmate. Maybe you don't know what kind of connection this is. It's not a big deal. We're just literally going into the energies. So all the decks that I'm using here today, I'll let you guys know what they are as I shuffle each deck, but everything will be listed down below. If there are any of the decks that I've created, they will be available for purchase in my Etsy shop. If you're international, please email me and I'll send you a special link to order them. Today's Orgonite, we're going to be using the Moonstone Nude created by my friend Michelle from Wing and Bell. So I'll be sure to put her down below too. I just felt like using this little spider web tablecloth here. So I put this around my box. I start getting prepped for Halloween pretty much in summer. I know that might sound a little fanatic and crazy to some of you, but there's all kinds of amazing things that come out early. That didn't always used to be the case. So it always actually pisses me off when I go to the store and I'm just like, oh wait, people already have Halloween stuff out and I'm not even ready. So I've just gotten to the point where I just start kind of getting everything prepared and getting my decorations and all my plans for my party and things like that. Technically starting in June. So that's where we're at, June 1st. Here we go. So let's get into it, you guys. So let's take a look and see what is the energies of the masculine currently. Just overall, where is this masculine at this particular time? We're going to go into this deck right here, which is one of my newer decks. It is from Angelic Revelation 144, the Divine Dating Lovers Oracle. I just felt like using this for the masculine's energy right now. And then, of course, we're going to take a look at the feminine, too, and see where she's at. And I say he or she, so just take it as it resonates with you and your situation. But where is this masculine at currently at this present time? So I'm going to use this oracle, but I wanted to also use a tarot deck with this too. And I feel like using this one right here, which is called the Bianco Nero Tarot. All right, where's the masculine at this week in his mental space? This is just in general. Okay, so we have the energy of fake. Look at that. So you guys, if let's just say you're a feminine watching this video and you are wanting to know what's going on with the masculine, this could be that right now he is maybe wearing a false mask in some sort of like a social setting or some sort of space, or maybe what you see isn't really what you're getting, kind of thing. So let's clarify with some tarot. Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so I feel like what this is telling us here is that whatever he is presenting to the world in the physical 3D world could be inauthentic, okay? It could be that there's a lot more going on than he is letting on. So he might be putting on a brave face. He might be doing really well in the material world. He might be just experiencing all types of abundance and an increase in his finances and things like that, or career. But at the end of the day, there's some sort of a hidden false mask. He's hiding something. He's putting something, just kind of burying it deep down. So he's not able to be 100% or authentic with the people that are around him. There's some surface type of energies or even connections with other people. And I'm just going to put this out there. If you guys see your masculine if you're a feminine, of course, watching this video, and you see him maybe hanging around with other people, or that you sense perhaps that there are other people, I feel like these connections are very superficial and they're very surface. So, be careful what you're getting sucked into or what you're allowing yourself to be just affected by. I don't know. That's just the message I'm getting here. So that's what's going on in the mental space for the masculine. I feel like things are just business. I feel like things just deep down are just not really, it's just not really penetrating. I don't know why. I'm just getting that. So what about the emotions in the masculine? Okay, so yeah, so we have protective. So there's some kind of an energy here that this masculine does not feel safe to open himself up emotionally with the people that are around him for whatever reason. So let's get a clarifier tarot. Queen of Cups. And now this could be here that there is a Queen of Cups around him. There's somebody that does want to offer their cup to this masculine. But this could also be that this masculine has a Queen of Cups in his heart, and so he is unable to open his heart up to anyone else. I feel like that could be really both messages there. So yeah, it's either going to make sense to you or it's not. All I know is that this masculine cannot accept this Queen of Cups cup at this time because he is too busy being protective. He is too busy wearing that false protective mask at this point. So let's take a look and see what's going on in the physical world. This is about other people. This is about people that are affecting him in the physical world, or just situations that are affecting him. Okay, so we have vacation. So this masculine could either be traveling or he could literally be on vacation right now. So he might even be taking a vacation from other people as well. Okay, 2 want to come out on this one, so I will take it. We have the 8 of Wands, which is a card of forward movement. I'm sorry, 8 of Wands. I meant Knight of Wands, which is definitely a card of moving forward for sure. Very fast-paced energy, very non-committal, in and out, and it also adventurous energy, and it's combined with the 4 of Pentacles. So what I'm getting here, you guys, is that this masculine may not be in an energy right now where he can be very serious with anything or anyone. It might be that all that matters to him are his coins. All that matters to him is perhaps stability and saving money or finances and career, climbing either some sort of a ladder of success at this particular time. But Knight of Wands is somebody who just really wants to experience the world, really wants to experience a lot of adventures, doesn't really want to park. So if there is, in fact, a Queen of Cups that is trying to get their attention, I'm getting here that they're unable to invest in that. And if that Queen of Cups is you, it's the same message. Maybe they're unable at this time to invest in your cup. They might have you in their heart space. They might keep you there, but they're not able to participate with this energy at this time. So what is this overall energy of this masculine at this point? We have content. I feel like right now he's very content with this energy. That's what I see. Very content being Knight of Wands with that Ace of Pentacles and 4 of Pentacles energy. Very content in that energy. Very content to just travel. We have the 10 of Swords. Very content to keep something, to kind of keep something in the ground, to not allow something to rise at this point. This masculine could feel too defeated. He could feel too hurt. He might feel like there is no point to resurrect a certain emotional situation. And so he is very content to be in this energy of just doing his own thing. That's literally what I'm getting. So if you feminines are watching your masculine and there's either someone around him or you fear perhaps that there's something going on, that's not to say that there's nothing going on, but it may not be as invested or as serious as you are seeing or think it is. So I just am wanting to put that out there for you guys. So that is what we have for this masculine's energy. So why don't we now take a look and see what is the energy of this feminine watching this video? What is her energy at this particular time? What is she bringing forward? at this point. So I just got a lot of cards to maneuver. Give me just a second. Okay. So let's go ahead and go into the connections of the modern world that I created here. And we're going to combine these with, let's see, what tarot deck do I want to use? We're going to combine it with this deck here, which is called the Darkness in Light Tarot. Where is this feminine at this particular time? Just in general. Okay, so we have setting the record straight. I feel like that came up last week. Three of Wands. Okay, so the Three of Wands is a card of something that is off in the distance. So mentally right now, she could be thinking of perhaps something that she wants to set straight. Yes, of course, this could have something to do with her masculine, but she is wanting some sort of either justice or she's wanting to get something correct in her head. Because it could be that there's a broken record, something that's just still not sitting right with her and her thoughts. But it's off in the distance, meaning that whatever it is that is going to help her to get that record straight or her mindset seems to be unobtainable at this point. So I kind of feel like this may have to do with the masculine, you guys. And this doesn't mean that you can't feel peace without this. It doesn't mean that you can't move on until you have communication, but there is something perhaps that you're thinking about that you wish that you could get correct in your head or that you could get some sort of clarity on, and you just feel like you don't have it at this point. So let's go ahead and see what's going on in the emotions. We have the morning after, and we have the Magician. Okay, so the morning after is a card, of course, where we wake up in the morning after something happens. This doesn't necessarily mean, you guys, that you've done something and you wake up the morning after and you're just like, oh my God, what did I do? Unless that resonates with you. But that's not really the message that I'm getting. I'm getting that perhaps that some of you guys have had some sort of an emotional or just like a day where something just, you had a lot of stuff that came up. You had a lot of purging. You felt something a certain day and you woke up in the morning and you felt renewed. You felt cleansed. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes we get to the bottom of the barrel and we have a very emotional day where we just think, oh my gosh, I don't even know what the hell's going on. I'm not even sure how I feel anymore. And then after you do that purging and that cleansing, you wake up that next morning and you just feel completely renewed, because now we have the Magician's energy. The Magician's energy is a very empowered energy of the self. So this is telling me here, Divine Feminine, that this energy is very, very positive for you. Emotionally, whatever you've gone through the night before, whatever you had to sleep on, whatever happened one day, the next day, or let's just say several days after, you've been able to resurrect, kind of like that phoenix in the fire rising from those ashes. You've been able to take this energy and do something positive with it to empower yourself. So that's fantastic. So this tells me here that you're not necessarily waiting for, let's just say, this masculine to bring you this justice, to communicate with you, before you can move forward with your life. You're just taking your power into your own hands and you're doing what you need to do in the meantime. You're not stopping your life on account of this person. You may feel that way sometimes, but it's like when you wake up the next day, you feel empowered again. You feel like, okay, I can do this. It's kind of that energy. So in your heart space, perhaps that maybe you've got to just continue to operate on your own for a little bit of time, and you've got to figure things out for yourself. And that's not a bad thing. That's actually a really positive thing. So what's going on in the feminine's outer world? Her environment in relation to other people, because we have dormant. So it could be that this feminine right now feels like there's not a lot going on in her physical world. She could feel kind of like there's something that's going to be happening, but she's just not sure when that's going to happen. So there's something that's kind of lying dormant, just kind of waiting for the right time. Okay, so we have the Queen of Blades, Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is somebody who's very protective. There's something deep within her. Now, there could be this masculine too, that is, let's just say trying to figure out a way how he will communicate with the feminine. I'm not really getting that so much in this reading because I feel like this masculine is okay to be in that 10 of Swords energy in his life. We haven't gotten into the actual energy he feels towards the feminine just yet. Hey, sorry guys, got some cats that are trying to fight here. It's not that this masculine is perhaps trying to get up from that 10 of Swords position, but for some of you that could resonate. There could be perhaps some underlying or like undertones that are coming from both people, and they either want to have a conversation or they want to talk. And so there's just a lot of stuff that will have to be dredged up in order to get through it all. And so the Queen of Blades is Queen of Swords. I feel like this feminine here, she knows that she needs to communicate. She knows that she's going to have to find her voice. She knows that she's going to have to be, what's the word I'm looking for? She's going to have to be on guard. She's going to have to lay healthy boundaries. She's going to have to set the record straight. She knows that this is something that she's going to have to do, and she might not be looking forward to it, is what I'm getting for some. So it's kind of like whatever has lied dormant within her, in her environment, something that's not really like alive right now. And I am relating it to the 10 of Swords with the masculine. She knows at some point it is going to be resurrection time. It is going to be time to deal with it. I feel like she's not looking forward to it because perhaps she feels that she's going to have to be a certain way that she doesn't want to be, but she knows she has to be that way in order to make any positive progress with this masculine. That's just literally what I'm getting. So this feminine could also be welcoming this distance, or she could be welcoming separation right now because she may not want to deal with this energy, but she knows it's out there. She knows that at some point it's going to have to be dealt with. And she is working she's working currently on her magician's energy, which is getting that sword prepared. She's getting it sharpened. Now, she's not getting it sharpened to hurt the masculine, but she's getting it sharpened to where she's able to cut through any bullshit energy. And if she's a sensitive empath, Queen of Cups normally, it's going to be a little difficult for her to step into her Queen of Swords energy. And it doesn't mean she can't or she shouldn't. It just means it is a part of her to be that Queen of Swords, but she may not enjoy it. I don't know why, you guys. I'm just getting that message. Hope it resonates with someone. So her overall energy is axe to the grind. Interesting. An axe to grind. I don't know. There's definitely this energy here where this feminine is like getting herself prepared for battle, but she's not looking forward to this battle. Oh yeah, look at that. 7 of Swords. You want to know why she's not looking forward to this battle? Is because she knows that there are 7 of Swords energy that needs to be discussed. 7 of Swords energy, you guys, is energy where people have lied, people have tried to get away with things, people could have, really done something to hurt us. So there is an axe to grind with someone who has hurt us. And I really feel like this is connected to the masculine. I really do. And so because of this, she knows that she's got to get that sword prepared. And as much as she's not looking forward to it, she knows that she has to in order to set the record straight. She's got to stand into her power. She's got to step into it. And I'm getting here that she will. And she knows in her heart space that she needs to do this. Okay? And it's kind of like she might just be saying to herself, I'll figure it out tomorrow. I'll see how I feel in the morning. Yeah. So that seems to be the feminine's energy. So if that's not your energy, you guys, I might not be tapped into your situation this week, and that's totally fine. You might maybe be feeling this later on this week. Who knows? So that's very interesting stuff. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and get some energies of what you guys are holding towards one another right now. What is the energy that this masculine is holding towards this feminine at this current time? So we're going to go into, from Aqua Moonlight, we're going to go into the Untold Truths of the Heart Oracle. And we'll go ahead and combine it with this deck here from Angelic Revelation 144, the Yin and Yang Love Oracle. And we will go ahead and go into this message deck right here. So this one was created by myself. It's called the Twin Flame Journey Messages 2. All right. What is the energy that the masculine holds towards this feminine currently? We're just going to do head and heart. Head and heart energy that he has towards this feminine currently. Headspace, please. We have rejection. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify. Guilty relationship. Interesting. It's interesting that they both have face masks on. Like that's the whole current energy. You still take my breath away. Wow. Okay. Well, when this masculine thinks about this feminine, there is some sort of fear that he has attached to this connection. Now, he could feel guilty because either guilty for another relationship, some sort of infidelity. We did just get the 7 of Swords, okay? He may fear that this feminine is going to say no. He might want to come towards her, but it's just easier for him to dismiss it and stay in 10 of Swords energy. There's also an energy here where he might feel or see perhaps that this feminine is in another relationship. And so he might want to come towards her and he might want to see if perhaps she still feels anything for him. And but at the same time, there's this fear of she doesn't, that he's been dismissed. So I do feel that's one of the reasons that this masculine either stays away or decides that the 10 of Swords is the best energy to be in. So just, again, take it as it resonates. But you still take my breath away, divine feminine, is what this masculine is saying. Despite what's happened in the connection, despite the pain, despite the betrayal, if there was any, despite if he said no to you, I'm getting here that this masculine may have sabotaged this connection because of fear. He may have rejected you. He may have gone into another relationship, but you still take my breath away, divine feminine. And I also feel that if he is in another connection right now, again, there's that mask. It's all coming together, you guys. There's that mask. There's something that he is not opening his heart up to in this other situation or with this other person. So you might take that as a rejection, and I feel don't. Yes, the facts are the facts. If this masculine has moved on, if this masculine is with someone else, those are, of course, facts. But try not to personalize it and try not to make it about that he doesn't give two shits about you. I feel like there's an energy here of there is something that I don't feel like I can open my heart completely, but at the same time, you still take my breath away, even though I might be with someone else. And, not that I'm promoting that kind of situation, but that's just what I'm getting here, you guys. So if there's another relationship going on, this masculine is still into this feminine despite the situation. I feel like that's what the message is. And I don't know why I can't get it out, but there it is. All right, emotions. He's conflicted right now. He's conflicted in his emotions. He might need to make a decision. He might have multiple choices. There might be another situation, or feminine has another situation going on. There could be third party here. I don't know why I'm picking it up, but there it is. We have a loving strategy. So this masculine might be in his heart space trying to figure out a strategy when it comes to making a decision. It literally says decisions on that card. I'm sorry I held myself back with you. So that's the thing. This masculine maybe held his love back or held his heart back from this feminine. Maybe this other situation is causing this masculine to hold himself back from coming towards this feminine, perhaps. So right now in his heart space, I feel like he is trying to come up with some sort of a strategy. He's trying to figure out how he can step into his heart space. But I got to be honest, feminines, with that 10 of Swords energy, I just feel like something has happened, kind of like he might feel that there's just too much water under the bridge at this point, that the pain that he has either caused feminine or whatever has happened in their situation, that it's just too much. It's just too much. And that's why he's so conflicted. And that's why there's a fear of rejection here. it's either the masculine saying, no, I can't. My heart might be telling me yes, but my head is telling me no. I don't know why. I'm not even going to mention it. There's a song that just popped up. I'm not even going to mention it because it's very controversial with the person that's attached to it. But maybe some of you guys will get it. But anyways, there is that energy here. So let's just go ahead and get an overall. I don't know. I said head and heart, but let's just get this overall. What's the overall energy that this masculine holds for this feminine currently? Okay, well, we have spiritual connection, deep love, soulmates, unity. So at the end of the day, wherever their connection is at, it really doesn't matter, because I'm just getting here that he may just feel this spiritual connection with her despite all of it. Despite all of it, he might feel a spiritual connection. We also have friendship. You know, if anything, he feels this deep love. He feels this deep acceptance from his divine feminine. He might really crave the friendship. He might feel like, you know what, if we can only be friends, then that's good enough for me. I know I made a huge mistake, divine feminine. Look at that. I know I made a huge mistake. He might even just feel regret right now that you guys can't even be friends. It's kind of like, well, you know, if we can't make a relationship work because I either suck at commitment or, you know, I can't be trusted, I would have at least wanted to be your friend. But I made a huge mistake, and I know I even screwed that up. That's what I see here. Wow, you guys. Okay, so let's see how divine feminine is feeling towards masculine. How is the divine feminine feeling towards this masculine right now? When she thinks we have depth. So there's a lot of complex, deep thoughts going on here, okay? Of course, this connection is very important to her. She's very aware of the connection. We have seduction. Might be that she's very allured by her masculine. She loves and craves to be with her masculine. But there's a lot of complexity here with this situation. It's not just as easy as saying, hey, let's just be together. We have this connection. We have this chemistry. Let's be together. There's a lot more to it. So we're going to go into my twin flame journey messages. Actually, what we're going to do, I'm feeling this one. We're going to go into, this is also from Angelic Revelation 144, the ghostly whispers of love. I'm actually just feeling that. I'm feeling that one over my deck. Okay. So divine or feminine's messages to the masculine. These are little mini cards, so a little bit different to handle. Focus on family right now. Okay, so this feminine may know that this masculine does have to focus perhaps on some sort of other situation that he either has going on, if she's aware of it, or that he really needs to focus on his family issues right now. Now, those family issues could be childhood issues. Those could be some sort of structural issues that he has either issues with. If there's any kind of trauma based around family, maybe he's got a lot of situations going on with this family right now that the feminine knows that might be best where he focuses right now. So what she's saying here is that as much depth as I feel for this masculine, for you masculine, as seduced as I am to want to come towards you and be with you at this present time, there are some complexities there's some complexities that are really holding us back from one another. I'm aware of that. I realize that there's other important things right now that you might need to focus on, and I want you to take time to do that. That's what I see here. All right, what about her emotions? We have purifying. You know, that's the thing. I already got that in this reading here. Sorry guys, I'm still drinking my coffee. I got that already, that she has purged and cleansed and woken up the next day and she feels rejuvenated. She jumps into that magician's energy and she's able to conquer something. So she's purging, she's healing, she's cleaning her energy. That's amazing. That's where she's at. She's getting rid of any energies that she doesn't really care for. Any kind of superficial energy, she doesn't want it. She'd rather be without her masculine than be in a superficial connection with him. It's almost like what I'm hearing the divine feminine say to this masculine: save your superficial energy for someone else. That's not mine. Our connection is not superficial. The kinds of connections that you have with other people may be superficial. but that's not our connection. So if you can't come to me without that veil, if you can't come to me without that mask, then don't come at all. And that's not about conditions. That's just purity. That's what it is. If you can't come to me pure, then please, then don't come. Focus on something else. Don't focus on our connection then. Interesting. Can you feel my presence with you? So this feminine her heart is with her masculine, despite what's happening here, despite whether or not they're together or not, despite whether they're even in communication or not. It doesn't matter. Her presence is always with the masculine. Can you feel my presence, masculine? So it's like she's asking him from her heart space. Can you feel me? Do you know that you're in my heart too? So I feel like her masculine is in her heart space in a very good place, but she's also trying to protect herself and purge any kind of energy that she doesn't really want to hold on to. Overall energy that the feminine has with the masculine. We have pride, ego, arrogance, and stubborn love. She might see her masculine as this. She might be in that energy herself. We have adventure. I feel like this is what she's feeling about the masculine, as in she sees this masculine in a very prideful state because he's in Knight of Wands energy, which is somebody who is vacationing, somebody who might be traveling, somebody who's just out for the adventure, not really into connecting with anybody or anything very deeply. And so she knows that that's where he's at. That's where he's operating right now because that's where he feels safe. So she knows that. But it's kind of like while you're off doing all these things, masculine, do you even feel my energy? Do you feel my presence with you at this point? Okay. I whisper love. I whisper I love you when you sleep at night. So this is beautiful. So overall, she's sending a lot of love to her masculine. I don't know if I said this was the ghostly whispers of love. She whispers a lot of love. She sends him a lot of love. Her energy is with him in a very high vibrational way. And so I think that whatever has happened between these two, she is finding it in her heart space to try to forgive him, but she's also sharpening her tools and getting herself prepared for that conversation that she knows is going to need to happen. Okay, that's what I'm getting here. So she's really trying to balance out her energy at this point. And she knows that she has to do that for the both of them. She has to do it for herself. She has to do it for the masculine. She has to do it for them to get to the next phase in their connection, a healthy phase. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, you guys. So let's see what's going on in this connection. What is going on in the connection at this point? What is happening here in this connection? Sorry, I'm just trying to get all my cards straight here. All right, let's go into... Oops. We're going to go into my Twin Flame Oracle here. Let's go into my Twin Flame Journey Tarot. We're going to go into my Spirits of Darkness and Light. And we're going to go into my Arrows of Love. Okay. What's going on this journey? Going on with this journey right now, this connection. What's going on with this connection right now? Okay, well, we just had the 9 of Pentacles on the bottom. I feel like this very much is an independent journey right now for both of them. They're both kind of doing their own thing. We have crossroads. So it could be that someone's at a crossroads right now with this connection. We have spring, which we're moving out of spring and going into summer, depending on where you're at in the world. But to me, spring is growth. Which way is going to help me grow? We have Spirit of the Shoreline. Could be somebody is at the shoreline, literally on the coast, somewhere that they're spending time where they're very calm and tranquil and relaxed. Just really taking that time to just go with the flow of the tides. Okay. And we have 10 of Wands. Yeah. Doesn't want to be in any kind of heavy energy. So I feel like 2 10s coming up. The 10 of Swords came up with the masculine. Now we have the 10 of Wands coming up. Those are the 2 10s that are negative in tarot. Ten of Cups and Ten of Pentacles are a lot more positive. So I feel like these two tens making their way into this reading today just kind of reminds us that the energy, it's just too much right now. It's too much for this masculine and feminine to make this connection work. So they're at a crossroads with the connection. They're at a crossroads with what they want with one another. So they might be on different roads right now, different pathways. But the thing is that both of these pathways lead to growth. Both of these pathways... No, Tinks. Sorry, Tinks is going to try and break something. Hold on. Dang it. Sorry, it's this night light. So yeah, both the masculine and feminine are on this road right now to try and find their peace, try to find their tranquil, relaxing place. But for whatever reason, it's not together in the physical world. That seems to be too burdensome. That seems to be an energy that's just too difficult to work at this particular time. That's what I'm getting here. So what does masculine want with feminine? What is his desire for this feminine right now on this journey? Okay, this to me is like a shared energy, but let's just see it from the masculine's point of view. Let's go into this deck first. Okay, so we have winter. That doesn't surprise me at all because I see the Ten of Swords energy. I see swords energy as like winter, fall, winter energy, depending on, how you see the suits in tarot. So to me, that Ten of Swords sticks out again. Kind of frozen right now, frozen in time, dormant. We did get dormant for the feminine. She knows something is dormant right now. We have roses are red, true love. So he might see his feminine as his true love, but it doesn't really matter because the thing is if we can't open ourselves up and be authentic, or that we just would rather be in that energy of Knight of Wands and not really be serious to experience this true love, then it really doesn't matter. But the masculine sees this feminine as perhaps his true love, or the only thing that was ever true in his life, or the only person that he could actually be true to. And if he wasn't true before, this could be that until he can be true, he may not want to resurrect this connection. So he may not deep down want to hurt this feminine anymore. We have Spirit of the Key. I feel like he is trying to obtain some sort of knowledge. We have Solution. We did just get the Loving Strategy card that the masculine felt towards the feminine. So he is trying to obtain some sort of solution and wisdom and spiritual knowledge here. I feel like he has not obtained it just yet because he is in that winter frozen state, but I feel like he's at least on his way, on that crossroad, like on his own road, his own independent road to obtain that. Yeah, Eight of Swords. I feel like he's really in his head space. He might feel in prison, like he really just doesn't have a lot of options, or he doesn't see a solution right now. So, not that I like this energy for the masculine, but it's not, what's the word? It's not, I can't think of the word, you guys. But it's complementing this reading. It's not contradicting it. That's my point. Yeah, it's not contradicting the reading. There's not contradictory messages here. It's pretty much stayed the same the entire time. This masculine was in Ten of Swords energy. I did feel like it was about this connection. And as much as he may want to perhaps either communicate or as much love as he might feel for his feminine, he's still not able to get into that energy to do anything about it. That's just kind of the way that it is. So Ten of Wands seems to be, it's too much of a burden, can't deal with it right now. It's just easier for us to be on our own. All right, feminines, what does feminine want with masculine? What are her current desires? Yeah, see, look at that, you guys. The answer is no. Oh my gosh. We have two cards in this reading that indicate no. Look. Saying no. The answer is no. That was how the feminine sees the masculine, that was how the the masculine saw the feminine. How he was mentally seeing the situation, the answer is no. So it could literally be that the feminine's energy right now is no, and this masculine is picking up on that. He is picking up on the answer is no right now, so he doesn't make any action towards her. He does not communicate with her because of that energy. Or it could just be that this feminine knows right now that it's not a good idea for them to try to make this connection work. So she stays in that energy. She's not trying to resurrect it either. That's it. She's not trying to resurrect this connection either. Yeah, when it comes to this partnership, it's not possible right now that we work on this partnership or that we are in this partnership together in the physical world. Now, I feel like you guys are actually working on this partnership by not being together, by spending time alone on your own separate journeys. That's what I see. Yep, look at that. As people are traveling solo on their own journey, maybe relocating, maybe moving on, this is actually what is helping the partnership, you guys. Look at that. It's amazing. King of Fire, King of Wands. You know, this tells me here that this feminine knows that her masculine needs this journey to be this way right now in order for him to step into his power. King of Wands is an action-oriented king. This king does things, but he's got to find himself first. He's got to lead his own world first before he can take leadership in this connection with her. So if this feminine needs to leave this masculine behind, move on, relocate, let him do the same, then that's what she's willing to do. She's not going to say yes to this partnership right now because she knows that this connection cannot withstand, it just cannot withstand anymore. It just can't. So she's totally okay to move forward from it at this point. And when I say that, that's going to mean something to different people. But she's not abandoning her masculine. She still loves her masculine. She'll always feel connected to him, but she is willing to let him find himself. And she knows that he's not ready anyway, so there's no point in trying to beat a dead horse. Okay? So that is what we are seeing here. So let's see how spirit, actually, let's go ahead and see what some of the fears are at this point. What is some of that irrational fear? And the only reason I'm going to tap into the masculine's energy is because we did get that connected to him. This saying no or this no energy is surrounding an irrational fear. What is this irrational fear? We're going to go into my Dark Night of the Soul Tarot, and we're going to combine it with one of my newest decks, which is called Mystic's Midnight Oracle. And just for fun, we're going to go ahead and include some Halloween cards. This is the Halloween Tarot. Okay. So what are some of these fears that masculine is experiencing when it comes to the connection with the feminine? What are some of the fears that he is feeling? Okay, look. That is so interesting to me because it already came up a few times, or actually 2 times. There is a disguise. There is some sort of a mask that's being hidden to conceal something. So costumes, Halloween costumes, what are they used for? They're used to disguise. They're used to trick. They're used to conceal your identity. We're going to go into my Twin Flame Journey Shadows too. So what is this fear? What is this masculine trying to conceal? Look, oh my gosh, we have another card about concealing superficial energy. Wow. Superficial energy. Let me take a look and see one of these cards that we had earlier. Look at this. Look at that, you guys. Superficial 2 times. This feminine does not want this superficial energy, and the masculine knows this. So that's what his fear is about. His fear is that this feminine can see right through him. So if the masculine is not coming towards her, this is one of the reasons why, because he cannot conceal his bullshit. He cannot be fake with her. He can try, but they've already gone down this road before, so there's no point in doing it again. So if he's not ready to come to her correct and change, then I am getting here from this feminine, then do not come at all. She knows at some point that they are going to have to sit down and that they are going to hash it out and set the record straight, but she's not really willing to prematurely do it if he is not ready to do it. She's not going to make it happen. He's going to have to come to her. That's what I'm getting here. He is going to have to come to her. We have temper tantrum. So he might actually, this is the Page of Wands, you guys, the Imp of Rage, temper tantrum. He may fear her rage. He might fear that Queen of Swords energy that came up earlier. He might really fear that. But the Page of Wands can sometimes be very immature, which is why I chose that phrase for this card. Because this is the Dark Night of the Soul tarot. So this is going to be the lower vibrational energies of tarot. So the Page of Wands can be somebody who's very immature, somebody who lacks control of their energy. So they misdirect this energy. So there could be some sort of a lashing out. I feel like he fears this in the feminine, or maybe that he even fears perhaps that he's going to lose his temper. Death, look at that. Has he truly changed? Has he had a rebirth? Has he let go of old ways? Is he ready to transform? I'm getting here, he is not. He is not ready to transform. Look at this. Oh my gosh, the Page of Imps. The Page of Imps is the Page of Wands, you guys. It's the same exact card. This is somebody who is maybe perhaps still immature. They have not found themselves yet. They are not ready to change. Because remember, you guys, the masculine was in Knight of Wands energy. So Page of Wands, Knight of Wands. Yes, we just did get the King of Wands. The King of Wands is what needs to happen. But I feel like right now, this masculine is still operating in Page and Knight of Wands energy. Has not experienced that death and rebirth, that resurrection that he needs in order to change things around. So that is really, really interesting. What else does he fear when it comes to this feminine? Or what else is he trying to hide or conceal? We have apocalypse, ruin, decay, and destruction. So this is not, of course, to put all the blame on the masculine, but it could be that this masculine has really destroyed a lot of this connection, put it in that ruined state. 10 of Swords. He's destroyed a lot. There's a lot of decay now, a lot of ruin. There's this aftermath, the apocalypse. Just a lot of energy, too much water under the bridge kind of energy for me. Yep, disconnected. So it's just easier to disconnect. It's easier to disconnect and not fix it. It's easier to disconnect and pretend that, you know what, it's too much. It's too much. And that's sometimes what people do when things are too difficult. It's just easier to disconnect from it and go in another direction. So if feminines, you guys are experiencing this with your masculine, this is a survival technique that this masculine is using at this time. Doesn't make it okay either. I'm just stating the facts here. Yep, look at that. Dictator of decay. This is the King of Pentacles, you guys, powerless. I did feel this in the very beginning for the masculine. Masculine is very focused on his coins. 4 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Very, very, it's easier to disconnect from his emotions and focus on coins. Focus on superficial energies, superficial connections, surface crap. Literally. Dealing with the feminine requires him to open himself up to who he truly is. And he may not want to do that right now. He may not want to change. He may want to continue to be in this energy here of either feeling sorry for himself. Life sucks, love sucks, whatever energy he might be operating from. It's easier to stay in that energy and to be in a role where you dictate what's going to happen and what's not going to happen. He doesn't want to be vulnerable. And this feminine, this causes him to have to go into his emotional, vulnerable side, and he doesn't want to. Not right now. He just doesn't want to. Now we have the Page of Bats, Page of Swords. Yeah, he would rather just kind of be in this energy of not really communicating, maybe thinking about it, maybe watching her on social media, maybe acting like a jackass on social media, whatever, okay? But he would rather just kind of keep it to himself than really communicate. That's how I see that. That's how I see that, okay? So when it comes to this feminine, it's just easier to stay disconnected from her. It's easier to stay in the state of ruin and decay. It's easier to just focus on power and superficial crap and to stay in his headspace and not really communicate much. That's what I'm getting here. Just easier to watch rather than actually speak or talk. All right, you guys, so let's move forward here. Let's move forward and get some advice from Spirit to this feminine right now, okay? What does Spirit want the feminine to know right now about this connection, about the masculine, just anything? Let's see. We're actually going to go into this deck right here, which is called the Emperor and Empress Divine Love Oracle. So these are some very beautiful higher self messages from your counterpart. So we're going to choose one, and we're going to see what Spirit wants the feminine to know about this masculine today. Okay, you are never alone, my love. When you hurt, I feel all of your pain. It breaks my heart to watch you cry, but you refuse to turn to me. I am here with you always, and I desire to be the shoulder you cry on in the physical world. I too have walked this world broken, but together we can overcome anything. Please allow me to help mend your broken heart, because this will heal my heart too. So reading something like this doesn't really make a lot of sense, especially with what has already come through this reading. That's why I indicated higher self. Deep down inside, despite all of this exterior bullshit, this outer energy of trying to keep it all under control, this is really actually how the masculine feels. He knows that he has either left his feminine alone to fend for herself, but this card is indicating here that it does break this masculine's heart to watch her to continue, like to watch her be either so hardened now or to have had no choice but to turn her back and walk away from this masculine. So as much as he knows that she needed to do that, at the same time, it's almost like it does break his heart too. So he's trying to mend. As she mends, he mends. As she heals her heart, he heals his heart too. For some reason, that is what Spirit wants this feminine to know at this present time. All right, so let's go ahead and go into my spirits or signs from Spirit Love Oracle and see what else Spirit has to bring forth. Okay, so we have confirmation. So I'm getting here what Spirit's trying to say to Divine Feminine right now is that she's actually getting a lot of confirmation in the physical world. She's seeing signs, or she's like getting an intuitive hit. She thinks something, she feels something, she might doubt it, and then something happens, and it's just like, no, that's a confirmation from Spirit that you're correct, Divine Feminine. So try not to discount things just because your fear, your ego is telling you, nah. If you're getting signs over and over again, that is your spirit team's way of communicating with you that you are not crazy, that you are correct. That's what I'm getting here. Yeah, 6 of Cups. So this tells me here, 6 of Cups, this is about, someone from the past. This is about memories. This is about soul connections. This is about a reunion, somebody coming back. I feel like if you guys have that feeling that your masculine will be back, I feel like you guys are getting some sort of confirmation from the universe that that is possibly going to be taking place in the future. So, I don't know. You guys out of 78 cards, 6 Cups is the one that wanted to come out. You saw it. Let's go ahead and go into some of these affirmation decks. This right here is Instincts from Angelic Revelation 144. Let's see what else Spirit's trying to say. You know that you deserve more. And you know what, Divine Feminine? You know that. You know that, which is why you've had to say no. You know that. And that's the thing. Your masculine knows this too. Your masculine knows that you need to say no to him right now. And when you know someone is doing something, then you're almost like accepting. You're not trying to push anything. You're not trying to change anything, especially when you know that somebody's probably trying to protect themselves against you because you've repeatedly hurt them, or that you can't be trusted at this time, or that you're just not serious, or that you're just not ready. Why would somebody deliberately come towards you unless they were a narcissistic piece of shit? Why would they continuously come towards you if they're not ready? So if your masculine is not making contact with you, feminine, not trying to make this work right now, actually take that as a blessing. That's what I see. What's some more advice for feminine? This right here is called Flames of Healing. Another deck by Angelic Revelation 144. There's some other messages for divine feminine. Make a conscious choice. You have made a conscious choice, divine feminine. You have. You've made this conscious choice not to be with your masculine. So Spirit is saying here, because you've made this conscious choice, now it's playing out in the physical world. Stand by it. Honor it. Sometimes when we make decisions, then we're afraid because we're like, oh my God, I made this decision. I cut my masculine out, or I've made a firm decision to speak my truth. And now maybe he doesn't want to come back because it's too much work or this or that. Stick by your guns, divine feminine. You made a conscious choice for a reason. And that conscious choice was about you taking care of yourself and you honoring yourself. So don't stop honoring yourself or go back on what your decision was to take care of you and to stand in your power just because you're afraid that your masculine now may never come back. So it's stand in your power is what I just keep getting over and over from Spirit. I hope that makes sense. So we're going to go into this deck here, which is the Queen of Light 1111 Divine Connections Oracle, and see what else Spirit wants us to know. Yeah, see, there's no communication right now. Okay? Either you've cut it off, or the masculine's cut it off, or there's just simply no communication right now. Maybe this is a choice that you've made that choice. I'm done. I'm not making any more contact. I'm not making any more contact. If my masculine wants to come back towards me, he'll make contact. This is on the bottom of the deck. Divine masculine. If he wants to come towards me, he's going to have to make that move. It's going to have to be his choice to do it. And it's not about ego. It's not about, I refuse to do it. It's not that kind of energy. But the feminine may know that that's the energy that she has to be in with this masculine in order to get a better result for their connection. Why not hold out for a better result? That's just what I'm getting here. Let's go into my twin flame angel numbers. 999. Mastery of self-love has been obtained in preparation for union. So guys, if you are seeing nines, a lot of nines, this is telling you here that this is a time for the self. It's a time for you to master yourself in love, self-love. Also, this is for the masculine. So it either has been obtained or when it is obtained, this is what's really going to prep people for union. But if people do not love themselves and they have not worked on themselves, a union is going to continue to be a disaster. It's going to continue to be a challenge. So this has to be obtained. Self-love, mastery of the self in that department has to be obtained in order for a successful union to take place. And this doesn't mean that it will never take place until that happens. It just means a successful union. That's what that says, a successful union. So let's go ahead and see, how is the masculine being guided at this time by Spirit? So we're going to go into this deck right here, which is called the Oracle of the Shapeshifters. And we're going to go into this deck right here, another one from Angelic Revelation 144, Stop and Smell the Roses. Okay. How is this masculine being guided at this time by Spirit on his journey? We have Hedgehog Love, positive, uplifting new friends. That's beautiful. We have a beautiful little worm, take care of yourself, which is required on this journey, which is good. And we have Dragling Garden, a new world is born. So a dragonling, if I'm saying that right, is a baby dragon. It's beautiful. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the other cards here. So a positive, uplifting new friends, which is good because this just means perhaps that maybe there are some people around masculine that will end up being a positive influence on his growth and development. That'll be good. Sometimes the divine feminine, she cannot offer all that the masculine needs in order to grow. Sometimes this growth is done with other people. I open myself to allow spirit to flow to me and talk through me. May I be a channel for the divine. This is beautiful because this is saying here that there are uplifting new friends that are going to be channeling information to this masculine straight from the divine. And so this masculine opens himself up to new friends that are going to help to uplift him, to see things from a different perspective. I love that for the masculine. A beautiful little worm. My life is built on a firm divine foundation. Any foundations that were not built on divine solid ground will fall away for my highest and greatest good. So take care of yourself. If anything that the masculine has built in his life that doesn't feel right to him, that doesn't feel like it's taking care, like that it just doesn't feel healthy for him, I feel like spirit is going to help him to, allow those foundations to crumble for his highest and greater good. Whatever is not meant to be for him is just going to fall away. So I feel like this masculine is opening himself up to a new way of thinking and being to take care of himself. So now we have a new world is born. So it's like this to me is a little bit of what's going to be experienced, what he's going to experience on his journey. So now he's going into a new world. A new him can be born. See? I surrender my need to have control in my relationship with my divine partner. I am trusting and open-hearted to divine timing and divine outcomes. So we can see in this entire reading that this masculine is afraid to open up his heart space to his divine partner, which is the divine feminine. But here, because he's gone through these things, now he is surrendering his need to have control of his emotions, to protect himself, to guard himself. So now he can open himself up to trust in this divine connection and whatever outcome is meant for him and his feminine. That is amazing. So let's go ahead and end this reading with just some final words from spirit. We're going to now go into the Oracle of Shadows and Light. These are both by Lucy Cavendish. And it looks like I directed this reading to the divine feminine, so I'm going to have to put that in the description because that's just how it turned out. Fairy of the divine hand. Look at that. So the divine hand. The divine has a hand in everything, right? But so do we. We can distort that all day long by certain things that we do. So this could be that we need to perhaps maybe pull away from our need to see everything and our need to know everything all the time. Sometimes our need to know things distorts things. So maybe it's time for us to pull back from needing to know so much, or needing to, constantly perhaps check in on the energy of what's happening with our masculine, and to just kind of focus more on what is happening instead of what hasn't happened yet. So whatever that means to someone out there, let the divine do what it needs to do on your behalf without you trying to be a couple of steps ahead of that. Okay? Because I feel like there's a distorted view. You're not seeing everything anyways, and that's because you're not meant to. When you're not meant to see something, the divine isn't going to allow you to see it. So you're going to distort it. And you're going to create more issues, actually, with your need to know than if you just pull back and trust. We have Poe, time for change. It's time to learn something new. It's time to use technology and gadgets with wisdom. So technology, of course, can be, computers, could be social media, whatever. But this is telling me here that it is time to change something in your life. So this is for the viewer. It's time to change something in your life. It's time for you to learn something new right now. It's time for you to do something new with your, let's just say, journey or your energy, or just to change something within yourself. Maybe try a new approach. Maybe an old approach is no longer fulfilling you. We have ancient wisdom, lady with a Bosch egg. I think that's what that says. So ancient wisdom, it's time to tap perhaps into some sort of an ancient wisdom. Ancient wisdom can be, some sort of like an old philosophy, old religions, going back to ancestors, something like that. So it's time to tap into something ancient within yourself and to really, maybe that's something new for you. That's something new that will bring you a new perspective. We have Dress of Alchemy, and this is actually going to help you to release your power in a whole new way. So I feel like there's definitely some sort of a new concept or a new talent or skill that you're going to be obtaining through learning something new or learning about something in a different way. Because I'm getting here, the same old actually isn't working for you. And now see, we have the angels, De los Muertos. This is transitions to the spirit realm. So it is time to transition and to let go of something in the physical world. Maybe your way of looking at, let's just say this is an example of this connection. This is a time for you to switch up your thought about it. This is time for you to switch up what you're thinking about this connection or even this journey, to learn something new in another area, or to learn something different about just soul connections, maybe even the twin flame journey for some of you. All I know is that some kind of old energy that you're tapped into might be distorting things for you and causing a lot of confusion. And so Spirit's asking you to release something and to tap into something different in order to transition and in order to raise your vibration on this journey. Try something new. Something old is just kind of like beating a dead horse, is what I'm getting here. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that reading and that it resonated with you. If it didn't, no worries. I will catch you guys sometime this week. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.